Hello everyone, it's Leo, and this is another round of Ask Cinnamon, a video in which I answer the questions you guys sent me. Usually I open a post on the community tab here on the channel, and people that want me to answer something just ask me questions there. So if you'd like to ask me something, just pay attention to the community tab here from Magical Cinnamon, and when I open the next post, you can send me your questions there. So let's start. I'll start by a question done by Metamorphosis, and they asked which seasons of PreCure I think are overrated and which seasons I think are underrated. And honestly, I don't think any PreCure season is overrated. I think that there are seasons that get lots of love and seasons that get less love, which I'm going to comment in the underrated section, but overrated, I don't think, because the seasons that get a lot of love, like Go Princess, Heart Catch, I think those two are the biggest ones in the fandom, at least here in the West. They get this love because they deserve it. They are very good seasons. So, the love they get is the love they deserve. But there are lots of PreCure seasons that don't get the love they deserve, and they are, for me, Happiness Charge and Kita Kita PreCure. They're the most underrated ones. They get a lot of hate from the fandom, and I really don't understand why. And there are two seasons that I'm going to mention here that I don't consider that are underrated, but instead they're overlooked, which is different because I think most people haven't seen them or they don't talk much about it, which are Fresh PreCure and Splash Star. PreCure Splash Star, because both of them are brilliant seasons, and I think lots of people don't really connect with Fresh because of the art style and the animation, which is very rough, and Splash Star because of the similarities with Futariwa PreCure and Max Heart. But both of them are amazing seasons. If you haven't watched them, go watch them because they're gorgeous. Levi asked, I hope I said your name right now. He asked, would you like to see any PreCure who give up on being one and then would be replaced by another girl? I like that idea, but I don't think I would like to see that in this season, and I'm going to explain why. I remember there was a Power Rangers season in which the Pink Cure died or got destructed mid-season and was replaced by another actress, and actually that actress was already she was a villain in a past season, and then she came back to be a Pink Cure in another season. I don't exactly recall the seasons they were. I found that very cool at the time because I really liked that character who was Astronema in one of the Power Rangers seasons. She was the villain. I liked that a lot, but at the same time, I think the fans of that other girl that left, how did they feel? And I remember that at the time, internet wasn't a big thing, but I remember I searched for it on the internet and I discovered that the actress had to leave because she was going through a cancer treatment, so she had to leave the season. She couldn't stay any longer, so I totally understand that. But in PreCure, it's a cartoon, and I would feel very sad if my favorite Cure left the season for any type of reason concerning the plot and was replaced by someone else. And so I wouldn't take my chances to get my favorite replaced. Did you ever play any RPGs? Have you ever think about playing PreCure RPG sessions? Well, I like RPGs, like video games RPGs, like Final Fantasy, Breath of Fire, games like that. I do love RPGs. They're my favorite style of games. But if you're thinking about board RPG games or, RPGs in which you play as a character with friends and roll the dice and everything, I don't usually play them. I played it for the first time last month, I think, during the quarantine. I have a group of friends that love playing RPGs, and they called me to play with them one short story. But this short story ended up being so long, we spent the whole day playing, and then we had to continue another day, and I had to leave midway, and I just knew after everything happened that my character died, and I was like, it's not that I didn't like it, but you have to be very invested in it. You have to read a lot, you have to understand the world a lot, you have to understand the powers your character has, and you have to understand the rules. It's a lot, I think that you have to be a big fan of it. And so that's not really my thing. And PreCure RPG, again, not really my thing. I would like to play a PreCure RPG on PlayStation or Nintendo Switch or something like that, but not, acting as a character. Me acting as a character from PreCure, Not really. Have you ever thought about doing PreCure group watch with your viewers? I have received questions and people asking me about it, but that's not on my plans. I don't feel like I would be a good host for a group watch. Not that I don't feel, I have absolute certainty I would be the worst host possible. You know, when I'm watching something, I like to be quiet and pay attention, and I can't do that on a live stream. Honestly, I like my attention span is very short, so I would be paying more attention to the messages than to the actual episode. That would, for me as a host, that would definitely not work. And for me to watch with a group of people, like watching, not hosting it, like someone else hosting and me watching, only if I have already watched the episode. Like I like watching the episode without commenting much on it. I like watching it and contemplating the episode, you know, so I wouldn't be a good person for that. Definitely not. There is now a question by Anonymous2546. How do you think the Healing Good hiatus will affect the story and the timing of the season or the next following seasons? Number of episodes, starting date, etc. Well, this is a very interesting question and this is a very interesting talk. But first and foremost, I just want to say I don't feel 100% comfortable in saying what I'm going to say because I'm no expert. What we do know, because of observation, goes like this. PreCure always starts in February. The first week of February is always greets us with a new PreCure season. But the actual season gets registered in October. We have leaks, we have, you know, rumors, and we have fake leaks, we have lots of things. But in December, usually in Christmas, the websites are open. There is a lot of merchandise being put on internet websites, and then pre-orders and such. And so in January, lots of merchandise start arriving, then for the season to be released in February. So if we think 2021 next season, is it still going to start in February? Is the season still going to be revealed in Christmas? Like the website is going to open on Christmas with the characters and the voice actors and everything? Or will we have Healing Good PreCure running its full course over 1 or 2 more months, and the next PreCure season will start in April? Because it starts in February, so there is a whole preparation for that. There is this big calendar for the PreCure season to start in February. There are merchandise sales, there is planning. The money that comes in from Bandai at that time is expected because a new season is coming. Lots of merchandise start, you know, to be released, and people start buying it, people start hyping the new season. So it's a big thing. The release of a new season is financially a big thing. So what is going to happen with Healing Good? Is Healing Good gonna run its full course? What is its full course supposed to be? Is this full course supposed to be like 48, 49 episodes, for example? Because if it is, if the season is cut short to 40 episodes, for example, I don't think that would be a big problem. If you're telling a story, if you're planning on telling a story with 48 episodes, you can fit that story in 40 episodes. That is not very hard. The thing is, there are probably lots of episodes ready. Lots of episodes ready. So, like, let's suppose there are episodes ready up until episode 30, episode 31, episode 32. How are they going to fit the rest of the story in like 5, 6, 7 episodes if they planned on having like 13, 14, 15 episodes more? That's a very hard thing to do. That is a very hard thing to do. So honestly, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this. Maybe they are going to try and run the full Healing Good course over the premeditated episodes, like 48, for example. Let's just set this number here for it to be easier for us to talk about. And then we're going to see key episodes arriving on TV, and episodes that are like side characters episodes, or episodes that are not going to add to the whole story, are released only on DVDs, for example. That can be a thing. We don't know, because I've seen some people saying, but they could air 2 episodes a week on TV. They could. That's also another way of making the season run its full course. But the thing is, the slot that PreCure will air on TV would be a slot for something else to be aired at that time? Can this other show wait for PreCure to air? Is there financial interest in doing that? Honestly, I don't know. And those are my 2 cents. Those are my questions that I'm throwing at you. So let's try to make some sense out of this. Beth F asked, what are some of your favorite supporting characters in PreCure? And Ainat Negron also asked something like this by saying favorite side characters. I think one of my favorite side characters in PreCure is Miyuki from Fresh. I loved her so much. And I'm not including here mascots and villains or reformed villains. I'm trying to think of side characters that are just side characters. Joe from Doki Doki was very interesting as well. I liked him. Seiji from Happiness Charge was also very interesting. But it's impossible to mention side characters without mentioning Hugto. Hugto has a very big cast of side characters, and I dare say some side characters in Hugto were better developed than some of the cures in Hugto. And yes, I am talking about the best couple in Hugto PreCure, Eunri and Masato. They're both absolute faves of mine when it comes to side characters, especially Eunri. He's very special to me, and you know, his transformation into Cure Infinity, girl, just no, it was gorgeous. So yeah, if I had to choose one favorite, it would be Eunri. Anthony Thomas asked, who's your favorite character from Symphogear and why? It's been a long time since I watched Symphogear, so this might not really be accurate, but at the time I watched, my favorite character was Tsubasa. Even though like there isn't one character that really stole my heart in Symphogear that I say, oh my god, I absolutely love her. Tsubasa was my favorite. Nana Mizuki is awesome, she did a great job at her. Simzo asked, do you know an anime called Corrector Yui? If yes, what do you think about it? It's a lovely show, I love it. It aired here in Brazil. It was one of my first magical, not first, we had Sailor Moon, we had Cardcaptor Sakura, and Magic Knight here before that. And so yeah, Corrector Yui. My 4th Magical Girl show, I think. I love it. It's very good. I still want to rewatch it, but I haven't found good subs on the internet, so not possible yet. But yeah, Corrector Yui is very good. Ichikarafuru asked, how have you been feeling your day since most animes are put on hold? Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much. Well, actually, I've been watching some shows that are put on hold now. But the only one I'm actually like suffering is Healing Good PreCure. Apart from that, the other ones I can, you know, hold on for as long as they take. Actually, for PreCure as well, this is a very serious issue. They can take as long as they want. We can deal with everything later. We're still gonna be here to support the team and PreCure and everything. But you know, I've been watching lots of other shows, other anime, completed anime, rewatching some stuff as well. Right now I'm watching lots of shows. Oh my god, it makes me even confused to start thinking about so many shows I'm watching, and then I pick new shows to start watching. Oh my god, what a mess I make. But you know, my days have been like kind of normal. I'm not leaving home for anything, and I know that's a very big privilege. You know, I'm working from home, and everything I need I ask for delivery, and you know, it's a privilege. It's a privilege. I can see that, but you know, I'm trying to protect myself, and since I can do that, I'm very thankful. And you know, I've been working a lot on the channel as well. I've been trying to make different and new content for Magical Cinema, and I'm happy with it. You know, I'm happy with the content I'm bringing lately, even though it's not the usual impressions or the news videos, because you know, the news videos tend to be the biggest ones on the channel. I'm trying to bring new stuff, and I'm happy with the stuff I'm bringing, honestly. I hope you guys are liking it too, but you know, at least I am feeling fulfilled with that. Call Me Cookie asked, what's your favorite PreCure ending and intro song and why? My favorite endings are Puppy People Romantic and Shooby Dooby Sweets Time, very obvious answers. And openings, I'm going to say Sweet and Hutto openings. Haza Maulana98 asked, if you had 2 or more PreCure characters from different seasons that you want to see them meeting together, who would they be and why? We saw that on the Hutto All-Stars special episode, and I would love to see an episode with the 4 of them working together and doing, you know, living and then fighting together as well, which is the big sister team, which is comprised of Cure Macaron, Cure Chocolate, Cure Moonlight, and Cure Ace. They are just incredible. They were incredible in the Hoto episode, and I would love to see them working together in just an episode focused on the four of them. Girl, I would love that. I would love that. Gabriel is asked, with so many anime that you watched, can you say some words in Japanese? Goranos ponsa no teihyo de okurishmasu. Bingo's adventures had lots of Aikatsu questions. What is your favorite character in season? Mirai and Aikatsu friends. What do you think about Aikatsu on Parade and Dream Story? Haven't seen them. Which theme would you like for a season? We already did Constellations, Fairy Tail, Solar System, and Jewel. Honestly, I don't see any of those themes working. You know, they're just there, so anything they could do, it wouldn't make a difference. Let's be honest, it wouldn't make a difference. Those themes are just there. They're just there. Let's just say that. Kirk Folks Brown, did I say your name right? Which magical girls are stronger, Sailor Scouts versus PreCure? Well, I got into an argument on Twitter because one person put a photo of the Sailor Moon team and the Smile PreCure team, and she said the Sailor Moon team would beat their asses any day of the week. And I said, that's not really like it. You know, the Smile team is way stronger. But I'm part of a podcast. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm Brazilian, and I have a podcast here in Brazil with some friends of mine. We talk about nerd issues. We recorded a podcast recently on characters that we feel that are very, very strong. And I mentioned, like, we each chose some characters. And one of the characters I chose for my list was Sailor Moon herself. Because if you think about all of the things that happen in the Sailor Moon manga, the Sailor Moon anime, and the Sailor Moon live action, Sailor Moon is pretty much a god. And she has so many strong and crazy abilities that we don't see in PreCure. And, you know, if you put a team of Cures and a team of Sailors, one in front of the other, and fight, and tell them to fight, the PreCure team would take the lead, obviously, because the Sailors, they're not that strong in battles like that, and their powers aren't really pretty strong, and most of them don't fight physically, and, you know, PreCure is way stronger in that aspect, no doubt about it. But if you think about the powers that some Sailor Guardians have, you won't find that in PreCure. For example, we have Sailor Pluto with the power to stop time, which is pretty much a very, a strong power in media in general. We have Sailor Saturn with the power of destruction. She can destroy the universe. She can destroy the entire universe by just flinging her glaive down. And we have Sailor Moon. Sailor Saturn can destroy everything, and then Sailor Moon can bring everything back. Sailor Moon have fought against the chaos, the essence of chaos in the world. So that's pretty big. So, if I had to answer that now, I would say the Sailors. The Sailor team is stronger. I'm not saying that they would win in a fight, but they're stronger. Those three Sailors, we don't have anything in PreCure to match that power. Even though some Cures in PreCure are crazy strong and they can fight gods, and they can, the Star Twinkle girls, they literally defeated a god. I don't think it's the same level of power that we have in Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon takes things to more of an epic level. Heather DeJohn, this name I love, said, let's twist it up a bit. If you were to be a main PreCure villain, what would your villain name? What would be your villain name? What would your villain organization be called? How many generals would be there? Oh my god, what would be your... Oh my god, this is really hard. So I'm horrible for names, but I would have 5 generals. And I have the names already. I couldn't do that because I would receive a lawsuit for that probably, but their names are going to be Scary, Baby, Ginger, Posh, and Sporty. Those are going to be the five members of the 5 generals of the season. And I don't know how my name would be, or I think my motivations would be to steal people's dreams. That would be my motivation. I would steal people's dreams, because I have like this big motivation behind me, which is to create a revolution. That's it. I'm not gonna say anything more about my revolution. But you know, there would be like lots of twists and say, oh my god, is that person really a villain? Kinda like Ophiuchus in Stark's Winkle. I would love to be that kind of villain, but that's hard. I don't know. Like names? I don't know. Yes, I know. I know. The name of the organization would be Spice Ladies. Spice Ladies. Yeah, that's a name. That's a name. But I don't know my name. What would it be my name? I don't know. I don't know. If you have any ideas, please leave in the comments. What would my villain name be? Gag Bum said, hope you're doing well during quarantine, thanks. Now, if there were be a Brazilian-based magical hero, what would be their story? They would be someone with a very big desire of dethroning the government, and they would fight against the government we have right now. We need that hero, even though heroes don't exist in real life. Eero86 asked, if it was not for YouTube, where would you be right now? That is a question. Well, honestly, YouTube isn't a job, so I would probably be on the same place I am right now without YouTube. You know, I would still be working at the same place I am, probably because we never know. Like sometimes we see those movies and some very small thing you do differently turns your life around and it makes you in a completely different place. But ultimately, I think that I would probably be on the same spot I am. Like I would be still living in the same house, I would still have the same job, you know, things like that. But I would feel like something was missing because I like doing this so much. This is such a big passion of mine, and I like working on the channel, like creating different types of videos and answering questions and thinking about ideas for future videos. And I meet so many people from so many different places or all around the world, and I love that. I love that. So, as I said, I don't know if or how things would be without YouTube, but I wouldn't like to know. I would like for things to be as they are now, or even better, obviously, but I would never give up on this. Anime21 asked, what's your absolute favorite anime of all time? That's a very hard question. I'm going to mention one here because I have answered this question before and I said other shows. One show, Shoujo Kakume Utena. What countries have you been so far? Brazil, England, and Argentina. What is your favorite shonen ai anime and shoujo ai anime? Well, I don't know the categories anymore. If maybe I'm going to say some things here that are not right in their right category, because I know that one of the right term nowadays, at least for yaoi anime, is BL. So my favorite is Given. It's a very recent one, but it's the best I have ever seen. And in terms of shoujo I don't know if it categorizes as one, but one I love is Maria-sama ga Miteru. That show is adorable. I love it. What is your favorite idol group in real life and in the whole Aikatsu franchise? Well, in the Aikatsu franchise, love Meteor from Aikatsu Friends. I'm the biggest fan. And in real life, they are not together anymore. The group have already graduated, but my favorite is Berry's Kobo from Hello Project. Berry's Kobo is my absolute fave idol group. I will always love them. I love their songs, I love their energy, their spirits. I absolutely love them. And there are also other groups I like. Nowadays, my favorite is Juice Juice. Like from the active ones, Juice Juice is my favorite. I also love Morning Musume, but from the active ones, let's say Juice Juice. Odek asked, which songs by a band you wish were still together? So the band I wish were still together, the Spice Girls, and the song by them I would recommend is Say You'll Be There. I don't know why. Which songs that makes you think about your life? This might come out the wrong way, but I don't mean it literally. Reasons I Drink by Alanis Morissette. Which song reminds you of yourself? Needy by Ariana Grande. Which song do you think everybody should listen to? God Control by Madonna. The last question for today was done by Lisa, and she asked, do you like Full Metal Alchemist? I do. What's your favorite character? Mita Armstrong. Did you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Yes, I did. How did you react when Edward got taller than Windy? I'm gonna be honest, and I have no idea how I reacted because I don't even remember that. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is awesome, but I don't remember that. Anyways, guys, I'm so sorry for the long video. I promise you, I always try to make them short. I just can't. I'm sorry. Thank you so much to everyone who sent their questions. Thank you so much to everyone who watched it until now. And a special thank you for all of the magical girls that support Magical Cinema that are going to be on the image by my side. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I am trying my best to make it up to you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!